Martina Kluzer was born on November 8, 1999, the first child of Giovanna Pupillo and Claudio Kluzer. She grew up with her parents and a younger sister Doriana at Trezzano sul Naviglio near Milan in Italy. At first, she was a quiet and shy little girl, but as she grew, she became cheerful, curious, and always ready to notice when someone needed kindness or comfort. Everyone who knew Martina remembered one thing above all else: her deep love for God. Prayer was never just part of her daily routine, it was the heart of her life, and even as a small child, she believed with complete trust that nothing was impossible for Jesus. In October of 2005, Martina began suffering from severe stomach pain. At first, doctors believed a large mass inside her body might be an extra kidney, but after more tests, the heartbreaking truth was revealed. She had a stage 4 cancer. She was immediately admitted to the Cancer Institute in Milan. Yet even in the middle of fear and uncertainty, it was little Martina who gave courage to those around her. She carefully learned about her treatments and comforted her family with a peace that seemed far beyond her years. On February 11, 2006, while traveling with her parents to visit a relative, Martina stopped for the first time at the shrine of Our Lady of La Bozzola in Garlasco. That visit changed her life. From then on, she eagerly attended the Wednesday evening masses for healing and deliverance. She also loved making pilgrimages to Fontanelle di Montichiari, where the Blessed Virgin Mary appeared as Rosa Mystica to Pierina Gili. As Martina's illness continued, her family prayed constantly, placing all their hope in Jesus. Then, on June 26, 2006, something happened that filled everyone with amazement. Doctors announced that Martina had been completely healed. Her parents could hardly believe the wonderful news, but Martina was not surprised at all. She had always believed that Jesus would answer their prayers. For her, miracles were never impossible because she trusted completely in His love and power. Yet the Lord was preparing something even greater for this little soul. On Wednesday evening, after Holy Mass at La Bozzola, Martina fell asleep on the drive home. During that sleep, she later shared that she was visited by the Blessed Virgin Mary, Rosa Mystica. According to Martina, Our Lady lovingly asked if she wished to come with her to heaven. When her mother, Giovanna, heard that her daughter's answer had been a simple yes, her heart was filled with sorrow and confusion. She could not understand why her little girl would want to leave so soon. With remarkable peace, Martina gently explained that there was no reason to be upset. She said Our Lady had promised that her mother, her father, and her sister Doriana would one day share heaven together, and that they would always feel her loving presence with them. From that moment, Martina's love for Rosa Mystica became even stronger, and her family often returned with her to the shrine. One day she told her parents that Our Lady had revealed a sort of prophecy that Montichiari would not remain hidden forever. It would become like Lourdes. Martina even described a future sanctuary with a church, 5 domes, and buildings prepared to welcome pilgrims. Today, the shrine is often called Italy's Little Lourdes and welcomes countless visitors from around the world. Martina also shared that during Holy Mass, she often saw Jesus standing beside the priest as the sacred mysteries were celebrated. Not long afterward, on October 5, 2006, her family received painful news. The cancer had returned and Martina once again began treatment, this time at the hospital in Desio. As her condition became more serious, Martina continued to astonish everyone around her. Although her suffering grew greater each day, she refused morphine. She explained that if she accepted it, she would no longer be able to speak with Jesus. He is the only one who can truly take away my suffering, she would say. Those who remained beside the bed witnessed moments they could never forget. Her mother often saw Martina smiling, speaking to someone no one else could see, and reaching out as though she were gently touching someone standing beside her. When her mother Giovanna asked what she was doing, Martina quietly answered, "I am caressing Jesus. He is so beautiful and He is healing me." Then, another extraordinary moment took place. Although Martina's legs had become paralyzed, she suddenly began moving them again. For a short time, it seemed that a complete healing was taking place. But Martina later explained that Jesus had asked her one final question. Did she want to remain on earth with a healthy body, or did she want to go with Him to heaven and fulfill the mission He had prepared for her? Once again, without hesitation, Martina chose Jesus. Immediately afterward, the movement in her legs disappeared and the paralysis returned. On May 16, 2007, Martina left the hospital and returned home, where she would spend the final days of her earthly life. On May 24th, after the necessary permission was granted, Father Franco Colombini came to the Kluzer family home and gave Martina her first Holy Communion and the sacrament of confirmation. Then, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the hour of mercy, those gathered around her witnessed something unforgettable. Without anyone touching her, Martina crossed her legs in a way that reminded her family of Christ on the cross. Her mother gently tried to move her leg, but it would not move. Martina also whispered that she was thirsty, yet when water was offered, she quietly refused it. On the evening of June 7, 2007, at only 7 years old, Martina peacefully surrendered her soul to God. Those who stood beside her said her face shone with a deep and radiant joy. It was not the face of a child defeated by illness. It was the face of a little soul finally welcomed into her eternal home. Yet for her family, Martina's story did not end with her passing. Her mother says she still experiences her daughter's loving presence in quiet and comforting ways. Many people have shared dreams in which Martina appears praying for children, bringing comfort to the sick and giving hope to those who are suffering. Her family also says that whenever they ask for Martina's prayers before making important decisions, they often receive gentle reminders of her through hearts, ladybugs, and butterflies, simple signs connected to the things Martina loved during her life. Perhaps the most moving testimony comes from her father Claudio. He openly says that it was his little daughter who led him back to God. Through a childlike faith, joyful trust, and heroic love, Martina became the instrument of his conversion. Martina's life reminds us that true holiness is not measured by age, but by love. Her witness calls us to trust Jesus without fear, to place ourselves beneath the tender protection of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and to keep our eyes fixed on the promise of heaven, where every tear will be wiped away, and those who remain faithful will rejoice forever in the presence of God. Martina Kluzer, pray for us.